Hello guys, welcome back to the crew 2. Noob does summit number 40. Lunar Year, the Chinese New Year, the year of the rat, I believe it is. That is what this summit is all about. A bit later than foreseen, but yeah, that can happen sometimes. It's called life, you know. Things happen. I had to do some shopping and cooking and stuff like that before I could stream this, so it's a bit later than normally, but and I am also not sure for next week, but we'll come to that later on. First administration, as always. No idea where we finished. Let's have a look. 35th. Not that bad. Collect all this stuff. Some Underglow Audi R8 customization pack. And what was the other stuff? Some touring car parts or something. Let's collect them first. We have about 1 million, which should be enough for the vehicles that we need. Touring car. 4 parts. Boosted parts, I guess. See, we only got half a set. Let's have a look. Touring car. This is the first parts we get, I believe. Wonderful stuff. There we go. The other 3 are for next week. Let's see what's going on here. Slipstream 10, drag bump 10. Okay. That's as useless as it can get. Thanks for the follow. Shifty drag bump. Yeah, man. I mean, who on earth uses this? Nobody. Needs to be pure, needs to be extra pump, something in that order. Yeah, whatever this is. No idea. So we won 4 parts. When do we win the other 3 parts? This week? Next week? Let's have a look. This week, apparently. Next week it's a premium summit. That means a car for the Platinum Edition 1 of a Veyron. Low poly smoke. Yo, whatever. And legendary boosted parts again. For Air Race, Nitrochemist, Pure Gateway. Yeah, that's more or less a perfect set for Air Race. But also this will not be a set, it's boosted. So let's see when the rest. Also will be like 3 or 4 parts. This is a set. 7 Nitrochemist Hypercar, 7 parts on the picture. That means that's just a full set. So that means Nitrochemist Pure 8, Extra Pump 10. Maximum values on the set. V for Valentine. And there we have the rest of the Air Race parts. Boosted with Magic City, 4 parts or so, and then in V for Valentine we will have the 3 other parts and some tires to go with that. Those are all normal summits. Let's see, that's premium, that's a non-premium, that's a non-premium. Clock Kingdom will also be a non-premium, I'm assuming. And then the one after that, not sure what it's called, I can check it on my list. That will be another premium. Okay, but we have some problems this week, I think, right? Yeah, we are missing 3 vehicles, so we need to buy the bundle. But I believe it's the only 3 things that they have put in a bundle, so I can indeed buy them a bit cheaper. It's a bit of a variation, this summit. No super major cuts, as far as I know. At least I mean reset cuts, that is. I don't think there are that many yet. We will see. Other than that, it's a pretty okay summit. We have a variation of all kind of stuff. We have boy smashing, that's powerboat. We have aerobatics, that's air race plane. Slalom, more than likely going to be a muddy hypercar. Powerboat, we have to use the DCB, so that is what it is. Street race is a new track. It's called the Gates To Chinatown. It's in San Francisco. It's a bit of a bumpy track, up and down San Francisco streets. Rally rate is Northern California, I believe. We will see what we use. We can use a bike there. We can use. I saw some people this morning using the Mini Countryman, so we'll give that a go as well. Hypercar is lateral parts number 2. Probably gonna use the Devo Magma edition. Rallycross is the Temecula Winery special stage with the Delta S4 Lancia, and a hovercraft with the double LEX. Okay, let's get those things. We need to bundle. That's why we did the grinding on Monday. And we got it with 20% off. That is very nice. Yeah, we need all 3, so we can buy the bundle. And there's nothing else in this bundle here, so that's very good. So we don't have to spend bucks for things that we don't need. See you later, alligator. We have our stuff. And then we go from here, right? Okay. Let's first do all kind of stuff. What did we use last week? The ZR1, so that's probably where my parts are still on. Yep, indeed. So we need to get these things off. And we need to put them, yeah, I don't know, we'll see. X-Bowel SLS probably. Put them on the SLS for now. But in the streets of San Francisco, the Expo might work as well. Those are like, yeah, after Blazing Shots update, the 2 OP street cars, for those who haven't figured that one out. When it comes to top speed, you can use the Hurricane, but you see so many people, like for instance in PvP, still using that Hurricane. They are a bit behind in information, I think. That's the only thing we need in street race. We need a Hypercar. We need 2. What is this? A score breaker with skilled and muddy that needs to go off. This needs to come out as well. Oh, with a bit playing around with parts. Okay, now that one needs to go on here. It's not fully recalibrated. It has some other stuff in there. As you know, this is my Noob driver. We have the yellow sets, but they are not always fully recalibrated. In this case, that means we have some extra pump, but it's not 75, it's only 63%, because pure is also not 66%, 56, because we have a frenetic in there. We also have a rear drag in there. We did not have money to recalibrate, so it's sorta recalibrated, but not immediately yet. So we will use that for lateral. And we use the Carrera GT, which has a muddy set on it. No, it's a slalom, so we need that score breaker with skilled and muddy on it. The skilled is maxed out on this set, but not the muddy. The muddy is 45% or something. I think, yeah. But the skilled is 75, that's the only thing that matters. And we have some muddy because it's off-road. We need some muddy. In a perfectly recalibrated set, we have skill 75, muddy 66, but yeah, not on this driver. That's it for hypercars. That's what the things that we're gonna use. Where do we have our set here? We have a score breaker on this Mini. That is not that great, so we need to figure out where our other set is. That's a box set. No, we have a boosted set somewhere from the summit. If I only know where I put it, that would be nice. Apparently on the BMW bike, which is something that we could in theory use. But we'll see. I'm gonna put it on the Mini. We will figure it out if that's good enough or not. Hello Roy, hello Sarni. What am I doing? Oh yeah. 11.9, that's what it is. So these are boosted. They have 1% more, something that we won from the summit. For all those people complaining, oh, we win some parts, wanna win cars. This is like, you know what this set is worth? You need to grind for the yellow parts, which takes ages sometimes, if you're bad luck. And then you need to recalibrate, which costs you 4 or 5 million to get even those sets. So a set like this, which is completely maxed out, you won it from the summit, is worth about 4 or 5 million. If you need to do it yourself, and in this case they are boosted, so you can't do it yourself. But you could, for instance, make a set like this with extra pump 75, pure 66. And that's gonna cost you time to find the yellow parts, and when you found the nitrochemist set, then you need to recalibrate, and then it's going to cost you a few million to get that set together. That is sort of what this set is worth, and you get it for free from the summit for silver or gold. So all those cry kiddies on the forums, because that's what's happening at the moment. There are people crying on the forums because, oh yeah, you only win a set. It's worth more than a car, guys. What else do we need? The Rallycross, the Delta S4. We used the Porsche last week, I think. Yeah, also here I don't have any proper set, so we're gonna put on that set that we won from the summit. It has a nitrochemist, it has pure, and it has drifty. Seen in a Rallycross car, you very often are drifting. That will work just fine. Drifty refills faster than extra pump anyway, if you're indeed drifting, but you can use a pure extra pump, of course. So that's what we will use on here. Settings is something we will worry about later. What else do we need? None of this stuff. Touring car, nope, don't need that either. Nope. Jet sprint, no. Don't need a jet sprint. Unless you do not have a score breaker on your power boat and you have on your jet sprint, yeah, then you can probably do the boy smashing with the jet sprint. But these little buggers here, if you go through a pack of boys with this thing, yeah, you hit like, if you're lucky, half of them. Most of the time only like 1/3 of them. While with the power boat you kill all of them. So we need 2 power boats. We need this thing, where we need the score breaker. Which is also a mismatch on this driver, but I think I have the skilled maxed out at least. That's the only thing that matters. Okay, settings, I need to look at it. Yeah, these settings will do just fine. Although we put the drift assist in the middle as well. So drift assist on 5, weight distribution 0, 10, 10, 10, 5, 5. That is for boy smashing. Later on we will switch the drift assist back to 10 when we use the other boat, and the other boat is that DCB, so we need to get the race parts from this thing that we used last week or something. Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, but it's, you know what it is, Nash. It's kids, They don't understand the game. They just want to play an hour a week or whatever, and then the only thing that they care about is new cars. But if you're actually involved in summits and such, then you will understand the value of all these parts that you win from the summit. What is this here? Just gonna put that on, but I need to sort out this lot here because we win some sets from the summit, and then I have some sets that I was working on. And extra pump 75, 66 pure. That's maxed out. I don't think we have boosted parts here. At least not with extra pump, and so that's fine. We use that. And we need to get the parts from this thing as well. Yeah, here is the best set. Was pure drifty till the devs for some reason or another decided to put drifty out of hovercraft. So we have a bit of an unbalanced situation here where some people have it from the beginning of the game, other people don't. If you don't, then it's pure extra pump. Although they decreased the value of that drifty because you can no longer use it. It does not refill anymore when you use your nitro, and on these things you use your nitro a lot because you're a lot of like pop 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 pop. Also maxed out, that's fine. Nice. This thing. Now we need a freaking bunch of settings, and I do not have them on my other PC. Which means I have to go out and check some of these settings. This thing, that seems to be fine. No, that's not fine. Air assist on 8, spin brake assist on 5, that will do. Okay. But luckily there is something as Discord. I think I posted my settings on Discord this morning. So we'll have a quick look what I have here. Green flash. I'm gonna write down these numbers in case we need them. That's a 3, 9, 10, 10, 10. 3, 5. 5, 6, 5, 6. 0, 0, 9, 10. That's for the green flash. Doesn't matter that much. You can play around with it while we go, because that's only for the slalom, right? The white body. 10, 0. What is that? 3, I think. 10, 10, 10, 4. That's the M31 thing, right? The SLS, been messing with, but that's not, yeah, that's, I'm still working on that. 4, 10, 10, 10, 6, 4, 5, 4, 6 on the suspension. That's probably, I had it a bit stiffer, but I put it a bit softer because of the bumps that you have there in San Francisco. We will see if it works. We might mess around with it while we go. I did a 158 with that, but I see people are doing a 153, 154 now already, so probably not. Lateral here. 4, 4, 9, 10, 10, 10. Brake balance on 0. That's something we need to check if that still is. That could be like a pre-blazing shot setup. Although the aero is on 4, so I think it is after. Magma. Pop, 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 pop. The Countryman. Yeah, the only thing what matters here is suspension mainly. Which I have on 3, 4, 4, 5. That might not be soft enough, but we'll see. Need to absorb the bumps in rally rate, so we will see with that. Okay, no. Jesus Christ, too many settings. Yeah, it is a variety of cars this week, so. And also different disciplines, so that means a lot of settings. 2, 3, 3, 5 for the suspension. Need to see what people are doing there time-wise. I did a 1:16 or something with this setup. And then we have that thing here, which is 8.6. 9 on the braking power. Do we need that? Yeah, maybe. Although I'm not braking, but I'm leaning forward more, I think. 3, 3, and 8. Okie doke. That will cover it, I guess. So, oh yes, of course. Game does not like to go to desktop. Then it needs to synchronize all this kind of stuff first. That's a battle eye thing, I think. Okay, no, 8.6. So we have this thing on 9, 6, 3, 3, and 8. That's all the settings that we use on this thing. Nice. Okay, no, the DCB. As we know with these things, this is my driver on Uplay. The other driver is on Steam. Same settings, but these vehicles will go differently though. We leave the drift assist on 5 because we're gonna do the boy smashing first. So that's 0, 3, 1, 2, 3, 10, 10, 10, and 4. We go with that. That's fine. We don't need all that kind of stuff. So the delta is the next one, I guess. Yup. Okay. Yeah, on cars, seen I play on keyboard, I have everything on. Traction control on 10. ABS, I have one click lower because otherwise sometimes your wheels lock up. So I have it on 9. Stability on 10 and drift assist on 10 as well. 2, 3, 10, 10, 10, 10. The brake balance needs to go to 10. Suspension is 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5. Camber 0, 0, or you have no steering at all on keyboard. 9, 10. That's fine. That's for the delta. Yeah, this one we need to figure out while we go, I think. We will see. Four, 4, 9, 10, 10, 10, 6. That's all fine. But the suspension needs to go way softer. 1, 2, 3. Because it needs to absorb the bumps. What you saw there was airfield slalom setting or so. We put it way stiffer. But this is some bumping around on the Northern Californian track. Oh, we're not there yet. TSLS. Yeah, this is pre-blazing shots where we put the arrow on 0, 1 or 2. After blazing shots, more on 4. Okay, that will do. Anything else? Countryman. Oh yeah, the hypercars probably. Although that might be okay, those settings. But I've been messing a bit with this, so we changed it a bit. 4, 4, 9, 10, 10. 3, 4, that seems to be fine. 3, 5 seems to be fine. Yeah, the rest is fine. And the have we made changes here? Probably not. 9 gearbox. Yeah, gearbox doesn't matter that much if you're messing in the off-road. Brake balance on 3 apparently. 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 5, 6. Pretty neutral suspension setting there. Okay, that's it I think. I think we got all the settings. So we can finally start. My god. We need a plane as well. Oh yeah, forgot about that. Yeah, plane is pretty simple. Score breaker skilled. What do we need? 28,550. Let's start with that. Off we go. What was that? AMG? Not the GLS? Oh yeah, okay. I'll have a look at it. No. Oh, got it. Yep. No good. I'm also not sure what I'm in here though. Didn't check the planes. That's a wind catcher there, that gate I think. Need a couple of runs, but need to make that corner, that's the only thing we need to make. Afterwards you have like the two last ones are also pretty straight, so we need the 2750 and the 200 perfect every time. And nothing in between, because yeah, one of those things. You see what I mean? I didn't move the plane, but it catches some wind or so and it slightly moves the wing. And then you don't get the perfect gate, which is a bit of a problem. This always takes a bit of time, but that's okay. Because once you have it, you're done for the rest of the week. Can't score more than it is, you know. Really? You gotta be kidding me. Messed around. That's what I did. No maximum score because I did not have 10 seconds left. Although it was close, 9.9 or whatever. Oh Good. Okay. There we go. We're done. Done with aerobatics, 28,550. Just went a bit too slow in the previous run. 154,082 points for the summit. That's it. I don't know where we are, maybe in 780 place or whatever. 105th, but we still have the world record, so everybody else, yeah, it's like this is slightly becoming a bit of a, in a way, a stupid skill, because more and more people have the score breakers and maxed out and know what to do. So a lot of people scoring the maximum score there. So no differences are made there. You might have to do a couple of runs before you know what's going on. But you cannot make any difference there. Here on the other hand, you can. All those people with jet sprints and all that kind of stuff, yeah, rest in peace, my friends, because you're not going to get there. 49,000 I see. I scored 45,900 with my other driver. That was this morning. I just quickly did a run. I did not hit all the boys yet. I also not 100% sure what the route is yet. But that's why you have a leaderboard, you know. We will load Mr. Bogus himself. Bogus. Dirk. He usually goes for these things, so if I can get his ghost, then we know the route at least. Why are we in this thing? I don't need to be in this thing. I need to be in the big ass boat. Okay. Problem number one that I see is I already see 3 players here. I'll first do a run with the route that I did this morning. Okay, this guy's sleeping here on the water. Oh, okay. I missed the last package. Very nice. Not that it matters that much, because we scored 156, but Ghost is not working, I guess. Haven't seen Mr. Focus yet. Have them all, I think. Missed one in there as well. And I missed it again. Fast enough. Watch out. That's why you have these people. Instead of concentrating on hitting the boys, they're playing around with the emote panel. Other than that, they're using the wrong boats and driving in your way. Great idea. How much can we score here? 1430 or what is it? So they're still building up the multiplier in these first packages. But like these, that needs to be 3,500 75, and the single ones here 1100. Oh yeah, he's even wonderful. Wonderful! He parked his boat in the middle of the package, and it's gonna be an idiot, I think. We'll have a look on it, otherwise we do something else first, because he actually is gonna be picnicking in that package. Turnboat, seriously. Not good enough. Why did I put the push system 10 after all? We'll do the small circle first. Buy us some time to go to the outsiders. Now we get pushed to the side. Wonderful stuff. 44. Okay, let's see if we can load the first ghost, maybe. Because Bocus is not working, and I'm pretty sure they take a different route. See if this one loads. Yeah, he does. Where does he go? Zigzagging all over the place. And he goes inside again. That guy has a strange route. And he's also very slow. That's it? Okay. Let's get him. Goes left. Here he goes inside, I think. Turns around here. Then what? Then he takes the outside. Oh. Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, think I got the route. Yo. Ivory Tower, fix this shit, seriously. As soon as we hit this ghost, this gate, it should be people going ghost, and then you don't have all this trouble. I think he goes inside here. Thank you. Gates, we have more than enough time left. More than enough time. Okay, so we can go slower, make sure that we have all the gates. Because we have more than enough time on this route. Yeah, thank you. Just here he goes to the right somewhere right now. This one he gets. Okay. Missed that one, thank you. And we left some here and there, some boys, I think. Hello, Perfection. That's a good route. It's a good route. Just a bit tricky. That one gate there is that one boy separately thing. This one is need to go around very far. Oh. Did we miss a pack or what did we do? No. You see what I mean? That this is a problem. That hovercraft went through that pack there, and that means that we did not have enough boys to hit there. We scored 3,000 points less now because he took away half our boys. Again. Again. Really. Okay. More to the left then. Oh, come on. No. Just saw Mr. Reporter. Thanks for your wave, mister. Okay, that's a problem, that one stupid thing there. That score there. We can get this because we are faster than the Ghost. Just need to make sure that we have them all. Like here, that's already a problem. No. 3,300. He took away one of our boys. One more run, but it's getting more and more crowded here, which makes it more and more stupid to do. I can get the world record here though, because I see I'm faster than the Ghost, and he has first place. Okay. Nope. They'll come back later. Getting too crowded there. It's pointless. Slalom. Green machine. Not so much about speed here. It is of course on certain parts, but it's also about precision. Like here, brake. Don't want to jump too much. Brake touch here as well. Thank you, game. You're working with us very well. gate. There's a rock here as well. Let's first set a score, and then we go from there, right? To the right there. Need to fly just next to this tree. Okay, that's score. It's a lousy one, but it's a score. Now this thing needs to go faster, and we need 10 seconds on the clock on the finish to get the 2000 time bonus. First one is already, that first jump here is already very important, as you can see. Because that's my my other driver's goat, so he's just taking up like... Of course I do have the problem that on this driver I don't have my muddy maxed out. I have 45% on it, I think. And it makes it slide a bit more here. Slides a bit more here. We need to avoid that sliding. Come on, really? Two at least. We're sliding too much. Let's see. Where does it put us? What? Oh my god, man. Can't accept friend requests in game because the whole game will crash. We'll see later on your play what's going on. All? Where are we? 20 seconds. Nope. That's not good enough. But I might need to grind for some money to recalibrate this. For instance, this muddy and some other stuff as well that I need to get to the maximum. This muddy, yeah, 45%. I'm sliding too much. I need 66. Like here, it's like sliding away. Same car, same setting, so it's not a car. It's the parts. Here it drifts away to the side. Because I don't have enough grip, because I don't have enough muddy. You're already sliding. You can stiffen it up, I can do that, but not so sure it will help much. If I go on the throttle, it slides away. It doesn't have enough grip, which was to expected on this one. Bit of a tricky lean forward here as well, by the way. Oh, rocks. Okay, we'll leave it at this for now. Need to work on that muddy. We have 22,000, which is not even that bad. And first have a look on the other stuff. And then we go from there. What are they doing on the top, by the way? 22,215, yeah, it's not... I have 22,187 with my other driver. That's just a little faster or something. But nevertheless, 157, 154, 155,000. Not that bad scores on the skill tests. But just like competitive person in me is not happy with that. Like that boy smashing. I see I'm faster than the first place, I can get the world record. Aerobatic, we have the maximum score. In slalom, I can probably go for the world record as well. DCB. Bit of an interesting track this way. Powerboat is boring as hell. But at least we have some corners this time.
3, 2,
It's pre-run weather, because I can't remember that I had... rain this morning. I did everything pretty quickly this morning, even before the maintenance on my other driver. And there is something, these jumps we need to test. If it's faster to lean forward or not. We'll just set the time first and then we'll see. Don't take the ramp. Ramp is slower, just jump on the grass. You don't like ramps. Here you need to stay a bit left, because there's an island here in the water. Some sort of sand island thing. So here, don't jump. Losing time. Jumping is losing time. We can avoid it, we don't. Here we have to. No other word. But this is very annoying ramp. 47.7, whatever that means. That last ramp, I don't know, the boat just sort of gets like ejected into the air for some reason. These boats are not made for jumping, I think. Let's see. Oh, I'm even faster than my other drivers. What are they doing here? 44. Yeah, 47 will do for now. Not my favorite discipline. I find it in general pretty boring, although we have some corners this time. The Gates of Chinatown. That's what the name of the thing is. New track. Unfortunately, it's created by the dev who puts the place of the checkpoints all over the place, which means you can basically cut through every corner and grass and whatever.
2, 1.
corner. Oh, left and right. It's a bit too slow, but that's one lap. Might need to change the gearbox. On 59. A bit too much sliding, not enough cutting here and there. Can go faster, sure. Where are they meanwhile? Let's have a look. 153.1 they are doing meanwhile. Yeah, 43rd you do with a 159. This morning I had first place with the 158 of my other driver. That already shows you like why I don't like doing this on a Wednesday. But I will see what I do. I might come up with another series that I do this on Wednesday. Noob does Summit on this driver, and then Master does Summit on my other driver maybe on Tuesday or so. So like on the last day, and see what you can do on the last day. That's a bit more reality, because all these guys there with their videos out there on Wednesday. Thanks for the follow. All those guys out there with their videos on Wednesday, first place, that is all very fine, but that is just a guide, because through the week you see them drop through the rankings. I'm first gonna set some scores and see where we are after that, and then we'll go from there. Hypercar lateral part number 2. Yeah, it is what it is, you know. We take the Magma Edition. Unfortunately, green flash in the slalom. Magma Edition on this track. Unfortunately, the game developed this way that the summit rewards are the OP cars at the moment in Hypercar, as well off-road as on the road. So if you don't have these machines, you're probably gonna have to come up with something, yeah, normal Devo or so, something that you can get right. Need a couple of runs here to warm up. This also has some natural gravel, like a monster truck. They fly very far. Yo, hello. Welcome to steering sensitivity on keyboards. Non-existent. So you sort of have to gamble where to steer there. This time it was a bit too early.
3, 2,
Did a couple of runs this morning on my other driver. Eventually I did a 311, but there was some guy there which I found very fast. He went under 2 minutes. So unless there is something, what's happening here? Now I have no steering. Unless there is something that I know about, and there is some reset cut here or something. At first place I found a
1.
surprisingly fast time there. This morning I haven't checked what they're doing now. Let's see if there are other people coming close to it. But I'm afraid that this is a wheel trick. Like a corner like this I need to tap the brakes and steer on a keyboard. On a wheel they just throw that car in there. Benefit to the wheel drivers here, I think. This track, especially corners like this, they just throw it in. Here, yeah, I don't know what this thing is. Yeah. Sometimes you jump over that building. Sometimes you hit the roof. Come on, magnetic piss pots. That's the other problem you have here. Right, so I'm going fast enough there. That corner should have been way higher. Make sure you get grip on the footpath there. Oh my god, what an angle it is. Way over 400 on the bridge needed. It's gonna be at 320 or so. I thought they were doing like 253 or so this morning. Too soon. Up the rear as well. You steer all you want, it just does not make that corner. But I sort of, yeah, more or less gave up on it. Arguing about the steering sensitivity. It's like 18 months that we're telling that to do this. Yeah. That's all they say. Yeah. But are you gonna do something with it or not? Who knows? If you're on a controller, you can change the sensitivity and the linearity and all that kind of stuff. On keyboard and wheel, you cannot. So even within their settings, they are dividing the community themselves. Made it into a console game. That's what they did. Everything, the whole menu as well, is all developed for controller. I needed to map L3 in one of those things. Somebody can tell me what L3 is on a keyboard? .314 was a pretty lousy run, but at least it's something. Wait, yeah, 252. They're like going under 3 minutes for like it's nothing. Eh? But I think those are wheel drivers, though. Let's have a look. Who is there? .153 on the street racetrack. No, it's got to be a wheel driver. Even somebody like Miku is not under the 3 minutes, and then that guy is 252. Unless there is some reset somewhere that we don't know about. See G-Force here with a 306, that's a keyboard driver. Miku drives on a controller, I think. He has a 301 and that guy goes 9 seconds faster. So either there's some sort of cut or this guy is like a super fast wheel driver or so. Nobody else goes under 3 minutes. And there's some of these names, they are not they're not pancakes. I mean, they're like decent drivers in here. That guy goes 9 seconds faster. I guess we're missing something. Just me, or is the sound a bit cut off tonight? I don't know. Let me check. No, I don't need the Discord. Hello, hello. Oh. Voice seems to be fine. I'm getting the same... Oh, it's okay? Okay. Maybe my mic was a bit too far, or too high, or too low. Remember GoPro has 240 here? Yeah, but GoPro is... First of all, super fast driver. Next of all, they are the masters of cuts and resets, and very often Huayra and GoPro are driving this together with slipstream. So that 240 can be a slipstream run. But it's possible, this is like a typical track. If you have some good settings on a wheel, you can throw these cars in these corners. It's possible that you can do a 252 easily with a wheel, I don't know. But I just find it strange that that nobody else goes under 3 minutes. There's 9-second difference between somebody like Mikko is very often has first place in these time attacks, so, and he's 9 seconds behind. No, this 314 was a pit spot run, but still. I'm gonna have to play a week on that stuff to get somewhere near 3 minutes. I'm definitely never gonna go under 3. Rally rate, yep. Who is streaming next week? Oh, the USA team, right? That's luckily for the stream. Because if the UK team would be streaming this on Tuesday, a lot of trees here for Yubimashi. So I guess it will be for Yubi morning if they are streaming next week. Here's the first difficulty. It's very bumpy here. Oh, it's a question if you survive this or not. We're sliding all over the place. There's a rock. Lovely stuff. Pit fighting with the car going into that forest. Forget about it. There's only one gap there, and you need to avoid 2 rocks.
2, 1.
I know some sort of route. It's definitely not the best route. That can be a shorter. I can give you that. Because I've noticed this morning they were 8-9 seconds faster, so they probably take a different route on the wineries itself. Also very, on my Steam driver, this car was pretty stable, and now I'm fighting with it. It's breaking out on the rear. Same setting, same car. Oh, next to the house there. Here you can go through the wineries, but I don't know if it's actually faster or not. So I just stay on the dirt here. You can go right through the wineries. Jesus. That's why I'm not a fan of rally rate. Some of the tracks are cool, but it's those stupid trucks. What are they doing there? they're sort of hidden between behind bushes, or they have the same color as the sand. And if you see them, then it's too late. If you see a rock, you're too late. You're gonna hit it anyway. Magnetic fields, you know. Well, let's just try to set the time around 2 minutes and go from there. Put the suspension a bit too soft. Okay, where is that bloody house? That's a wall. Next to this big tree, I guess. Yeah. So they're looking for some visual points where we can go faster next time. Behind this tree cutting, that's for sure. We'll go around this one. I need to be between these two trees for sure. Up the hill, jump on the road, a bit of a blind jump, but you can see the rock there. Here I go a bit to the left, also here I'm not sure of the route, so I just take this ray here, jump on the road, little brake, go right immediately. Downhill. A bit to the left, somewhere, here. Jump to the finish. Somewhere. 201, yeah, around 2 minutes. And then you need to, especially on the wineries part there, you can go faster there. But we have time. We first set some times and then we go from there. But so far on all of these tracks, unless I'm completely wrong and there are stuff that I don't know yet, I haven't found any resets. It has all kind of different disciplines, so in a way I find it an okay summit this week. Rallycross, Delta S4. Not much choice. It's the only thing you can use.
3, 2, 1.
Need to get that thing in 5th gear as fast as possible, and pretty high speed other than that. And I'm still debating to go gearbox on 10 or on 9. I did a 217 with the gearbox on 9, I did a 216.9 with the gearbox on 10. The problem is that downhill here, I think you need the gearbox on 10 just for this part. That was not the idea. But yeah, it limits out on 290 something, I think. But you have a few sharp corners, so you might need some acceleration. So it might actually work on 9.
1.
What are we doing here? 289, 290, yeah, something like that. Power. Too late on the throttle. when we want it. Don't want to hit that wall because it's actually slower. Lean forward here. Need to get to the ground as soon as possible. Need to go through that checkpoint to stay on the road. Other than that, it's full throttle stuff. Oh. We get it. A few runs to get this stuff together. We'll get there. We always do.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, it's a rally cross, it's not rally race, so you want to stay as much as possible on the dirt road to get the speed. Because you lose quite a lot in the off-road. Sort of like street race cars, they are limited to a certain speed. So you want to get as much grip as possible on the dirt road. The more you're in the grass, the more you're gonna slide. Not ideal route, but we'll take it. Still have a checkpoint. It's like you lose the car, you counter steer, and then it suddenly puts it straight.
3, 2,
I might put the
1.
div a bit more to the front and more power on the front wheels. Might actually work here. It's mainly about grip though. Like here it's like a little bit too late on the throttle and it makes you drift outside. But it's also, I already see it again. Team driver, you play driver. Drives differently.
3, 2, 1.
Which I find very annoying. Same car, same setting, same driver, and the car reacts differently. Slides more on the Uplay driver. Constantly fighting with this car here, while on the Steam driver it was stable as hell. Somebody needs to explain that to me every time. Depending on the platform you have different settings needed. But here it's like sliding all over the place. So you need to make like sort of kind of suggests that you need to make stiffer setups for your Uplay driver. That's way too much on the brakes. Cut here, like you can cut there, that's all fine. Not too much because you want the grip on the dirt. Of course, also here this one of their first tryouts for the new checkpoint placement. Not super. 17.6. We have a time. That's all we can say about it. What's Federer doing here? Under 2 minutes? Oh, doesn't have the first place. What's going on? Oh, he hasn't driven yet. What are they doing? 2:13. Yeah, see, like this is like I'm looking up there. The people which are at the end of the week up there, they're not even there. They're not even ranked in this thing. So on doing this on Wednesday, that's why I was doing it this series on Saturday normally. Gives you a way better idea where you are if you do it on Saturday, because then most people have done all 9 events. If you do this on Wednesday, you have no idea. You can be in the top 3 of a certain event. By the end of the week, you're like 20th or 30th in that event. Double EX, okay. This thing with driving cockpit view. Which sort of gives like a bike feeling.
2, 1.
Where are we going? Not there apparently.
Three, 2, 1.
Need to get in between those two though. For the fastest start. Aiming for a time around 1:45.
2,
That's what we're gonna do on this thing.
1.
Okay, I'll just go around this time. Same story here again. I already see it. This thing feels way stiffer than my Steam driver. So also here we need to adjust the settings probably.
1.
Or we need a few runs, that's also possible, because yeah, that's the other thing with all the different disciplines. Sometimes need a few runs before they actually steer. And of course, as always, keep the throttle on. Don't go off throttle in a hovercraft or you start sliding all over the place. You want to make sharp turns, lean forward a bit. But whatever you do, keep the throttle on. If you go off throttle in a hovercraft, you lose the thing. Always. Might be able to survive here or there, but that's too late. That was too soon. Few bumpies here and there, 47. No. Go faster. That can go faster. you doing here? 40 meanwhile. Okay. Let's see. What's the verdict so far? 15th. Yeah, that already shows you, like, this morning with the 1,353,000, I was first on the with my other driver. So let's see where my other driver is now. From first to seventh. I dropped to seventh with that score. $365 they are doing. But hey, our goal has succeeded. We made it into the top 1% of the platinum. Doesn't mean anything. There are 9,000 players ranked. We have a bunch of new players since the Christmas period. The game was on promotion and all that kind of stuff. The latest summits on PC, we have 26,000 players I've seen. I haven't checked last week. But it was also 20,000 something. That's what you have on the end of the week. Now on a Wednesday you have 9,000 players. But that doesn't mean anything. Like, if I don't do anything, I probably drop out of the top 50 with that 1,350,000. But it is a guide, of course. With 1,350,000, you are guaranteed platinum. Last week, I think the platinum score on PC was 1.1 million and a half, something like that. 150. So with 1,350,000 on this driver and 1,353,000 on the other driver, I am guaranteed platinum. But seeing it as like all kind of different disciplines, as far as I know, no reset cuts. I find it a pretty okay summit, so I might actually spend some time on here during the week. We'll do a weekend thing, weekly routine on the weekend, and maybe even a bit more after that. Next week, on the other hand, I'm not so sure. Next week we have the problem that you will see some people on Uplay show up with not playing the crew but playing something similar. Not sure what they're gonna call it, but yeah, you know what that means. It's TTS time again, and I don't know who they're gonna invite or whatever. We will see. We as TPC members, of course, we are in, and that means I don't know when I'm gonna do this Noob Summit next week. The new tester runs from I think 5 or 6 days, and it starts at the exact same day than the next week's summit. But it is a premium summit, so I need to do the summit somewhere. We will see. I might throw it in, but then quickly do all the events, like a 1 hour episode or so, something like that. Just set some scores, guaranteed platinum, and get out of there, and then go back to testing whatever it is that they want us to test. That's for next week. This week, let's see. Okay, the skill tests are kind of okay, although I'm not happy with it. Boy smashing I can get first, and slalom as well, I think. Powerboat, what did we do there? 47. Yeah, it's not even that bad. Street race, we are under 2 minutes, but meanwhile they're doing 53, and there are a lot of people under 2 minutes, so that probably needs to go faster. Rally rate, that needs to go under 2 minutes for sure. What's Feather doing? 145. Now, that's not like a reference time that you can go for, because that's probably a time where you will not get to. That's like a bit of the off-road king. But it gives you an idea what is possible. And then you have the Focus boys. Yeah, I don't know what that is with that Focus. I've driven that thing that is a pisspot car. So that's gotta be something either for wheel drivers, or it has something to do with manual gears, or I don't know what. I don't find that Focus a good car, but I see people using it. I think a core did a test once and turned out to be the fastest car in rally rate or whatever. No, not for me. That Focus is not drivable. Especially in automatic on a keyboard, that does not work at all. So what they're doing with that focus, it's just, yeah, because of all the trees, people are using small cars here. Focus, Mini Counterman, you see. Mercedes-Benz X-Class, yeah. It's of course a bit heavier, but that should work. But yeah, the first Peugeot is already on day one in 12th place. So although that is normally that's the fastest, has the highest top speed in rally rate, but it's not ideal. And the Porsche 959 is also sort of degraded a bit, since we have the Mini Countryman now, and yeah, and then that Ford Focus. I guess they're just using it because it's small to go through the trees, and maybe stabler, more stable on the jumps, on the bumpy parts. That might be all possible. This guy in the Jeep Wrangler Evo 2, my God, he must be suicidal or so. We drove that thing once in the downhill there. 217, that Lancia is not even that bad, but that needs to go faster though. And then that Hypercar 314, yeah, let's start with that. That can definitely be improved. Not sure what I can do there, but we'll see. Carrera GT might actually be faster here. Carrera GT is way more stable to drive than the Devo, but it lacks some top speed. But on this track you only have like real speed on the tunnel part. So the Carrera GT might actually be the better car. A lot depends on this part here as well. What was that? No idea. No idea.
3, 2,
I just took the jump and game says, nope, we're gonna go left. Something sticking out on that ramp or something. I know what the problem is. I feel it on the car, it has a suspension problem. While on the Steam driver, that thing is as flat as hell, it doesn't move.
3, 2,
So it seems like on a Uplay driver you need like a stiffer suspension or whatever. But I try to avoid that because the more stiffer I put it on keyboard, the more understeer it will get. Then you can adjust that a bit with your anti-roll bar and that kind of stuff, but like, I can't remember that we actually flew over that second roof. We normally landed on that roof. I think they put like some extra graceful on these cars or whatever. That's normally take full throttle, but I had to tap the brake there. Yeah. I need to do something with the suspension. How good it worked on my Steam driver, how bad it works here. And it's every time on the bump, so it's a suspension issue. Need to stiffen it up. Let's go with everything one Click higher, see if that's better. Or worse, probably worse. Gonna get some understeer, I'm assuming, but... all those guys with their settings out there, as stiff as hell. Yeah, that's a gotta be controller or wheel thing, because...
3, 2,
if I put my suspension on 9 and 10 like some of them are doing out there, and the anti-roll bars on 10, then I have understeer like crazy. Then you can put the aero on 4 or 5 or whatever, but it doesn't matter that much. Like here, that's full lock steering. Steering sensitivity is something that we definitely need. Not like I'm driving like an idiot into that wall, it's just like I cannot make the corner because that car does not steer enough. And that's not specifically for this car, this is just cars in general. Stiffen up the rear even more. The front seems to be fine now. It dives into the corners more. So an annoying corner there. There's a bump in that corner. Full lock steering, you cannot make that corner. Always has been a problem corner on that track. Again on that trash corner there. .311 or whatever. With mistakes, so we can definitely somewhere between 3 and 3:10 we can do, but under 3 minutes? No way, Jose. We moved up to 12th. Let's see, what did we have here? 59, yeah. Should also try the X-Bow on that track, because that might actually work better than the SLS. It's one of those two on that track. It's not so specifically the SLS only. What did we have on the rally rate? 201, yeah, that needs to go under 2 minutes as well. 147. Okay. Let's see if we can get this thing a bit faster. sliding. I should switch to my other driver, then you should see what I'm on about. How is it that like you have a team driver, you have a Uplay driver, and they drive differently? Starting to more and more annoy me, that kind of stuff.
3, 2, 1.
So you have to steer earlier here with this thing compared to my Steam driver. Good chance that you can go right of that checkpoint there. That previous one. Here, I haven't tested it yet, but there's a chance that you can go actually right up that. That you get it, that might be a possibility. Bit smoother than before. 2 seconds smoother by the looks of it. 1.6. Okay. And then we need to figure out these checkpoints, which one count if you take them right or left or... Okie-do. Oh, what? That's what I wanted to do. With all that scrapping stuff, I'm telling you, one of these days, one of us is gonna make the mistake of actually deleting a really good part. Don't pay attention, you're like, sometimes you, before you know it, you're like on one of those yellows and you press the delete button and yep, and gone it is. Should just be able, like with your mouse or so, just select the parts that you want. And if you have them all selected, then you delete them. My B on my keyboard, and it's just a new PC, it's already worn out, almost. I think I'm gonna do a run with the X-Bow on the street race and see how that handles. Because as usual, I'm not a fan of OP cars. I think that comes from the Crew 1 or so, where we always had to drive that Pagani Huayra and that Ferrari 458. You did it already, Roy? Yeah, I try to pay attention because I'm not grinding, I just throw everything out of my garage. I don't want 17,000 parts in there. Which also means that is a bit risky, of course. Because that does mean that I only have, in most of the disciplines, only have one set available. Specifically, one for, that can be for cars and then another one for bikes or so. But yeah, if I delete one of those car parts, yeah, then I have to take one of those bike parts which has bender on it. That's very helpful on a car. Let's see. So like here, of course, it is a bit of switching parts. So that is, yeah, that comes with it. Now on this driver, it's not a big deal because, yeah, most of them are not recalibrated fully anyway. Let's take that thing off and put it on our Expo. But also this one has a new handling, so it probably needs complete changes up. Let's have a look. Yeah, of course. Aero is on 0. Let's make that 1, 2, 3, 4. Aero on 0 was before blazing shots. You put like on 0, 1 or 2 was usually the best. After blazing shots it's more 4 or 5. You need more aero. Brake balance we'll figure out later. Just gonna go with some sort of standard setup. Might be too stiff. Put it softer. Yeah, oh yeah, we need softer. Now that I think of it, it's jumping around on the... Okay, where are we going? This is also one of those things. Before blazing shots, brake balance was usually 0, 1 or 2 on the rear. And after blazing shots, it's usually 9 or 10. 1645. Anything other that we can get? No, 1645 is the lowest that we can get. So it's, what is it? 3 on this one apparently. We'll see. Too stiff, too soft, we'll see what it does. Then we know it, you know.
Three, two, one.
Too much oversteer. Better in that corner though. .107 after one lap, that's a bit jokey. Okay, let's go with 4, 5, 5, 4, 6. More neutral. Probably needs to go a bit more stiffer. Let's do 5, 7 on the rear. Okay, that's fine. Do 10, 10 on the anti-roll bars. We'll see. Might be a bit too stiff now, but I was sideways in every corner, so and it also seems to have a gear problem, so we need to figure out. Don't know where I have it.
1.
Might be on 8 here on this track. Still slides away, but not even that bad on this track. Check. Wheel spin as well. Definitely has a gear problem. Wheel spinning in every gear. Okay, no, not for me. Not for me, this expo. Let's have a look. Gear is a problem, for sure. Let's put the thing on 8 that it shifts faster. And we're still losing the back end, so we're gonna 5, 6, 5, 7. Let's try that. Put the aero on 3 and see what that does. If you have the aero too high, that might also be a reason why it oversteers. If you start steer in too sharp, then it breaks out at the end, of course.
3, 2,
Let's see.
1.
Gears is already better. Oh, I made it a bit too stiff. Let's see how it does on the triple S there. This I find, this corner here I'm not so sure about. Oh, they put a checkpoint here, okay. Well, it might be okay, I guess. Two or three. Aero back on 4, I guess. Because we're lacking a bit of steering now, but okay, let's put that thing back on 4. Top speed was a bit low, of course, because of 8, but it shifted better on the uphill sections. So we'll keep that. Let's do 5, 6, 5, 6 and see what that. It was a bit stiff on the rear now, but it might that this car needed though. all possible that it needs that stiff suspension. Anti-rollerball combination, but
3,
I don't like it
2,
when they are too stiff, then you get some understeer and stuff like that. Oh yeah. .59.4. Similar time as I did with the SLS. Just a little fraction slower. So we can use both. As long as you fiddle around with the settings a bit. Yeah, I think they're using both as well overall. Couple of Mercedeses, then we have an Expo. Audi RS5 as well. Only one Expo. Now here are a couple of more Expos. .59.3, but I did a .59.4 with the Expo as well. So you can use both, although it seems that the Mercedes is a little bit faster. 12th, meanwhile. But yeah, all very close, because I also have yeah. My other driver I'm in 7th, with this driver in 12th, and there is like 700 points difference. They're all 1,353,000. They try to put your gearbox on 9 to the LS. I think I have it on 9 now. Let's have a look. SLS. Oh no, I have it on 10. Ah, okay. Okay. Why do I have it on 10? Oh yeah, did some tests in PvP, that's why I have it on 10. Because I have no gearbox on 10 normally. If you're involved in the summit, you're very often gearbox on 8 or 9. If you are involved in PvP, then you put everything on 10. Because of the stupid slipstream that is going on there. PvP would be way more interesting if there was not a slipstream, you know. Because you have like some slipstream teams out there, and it's like they are good drivers, none of the less, but they're specialized in slipstreaming. That's what they do. Oh yeah, I have it on 9. On my paper I had it on 10, but I switched it to 9. Gearbox on 9 on the SLS. But I put the parts back on here because going by the overall, the SLS is a little faster. There are some Xboxes there, but not in the top 10, so then that usually means like what is it, on the rally rate you have like a bit of a mixer. You have some mini counterments, you have some focus there, so yeah, you can use both depending on what you prefer, I guess. But here in the street race, not so much. I'm gonna stop it here for now, because you know, this becomes a video, it needs to be transported to YouTube. I might be back later, either with this driver or the other driver, and do some other stuff with that. I'll take a quick break, have something to eat, and it's snowing. That already means that we can quit anyway, because half the things we can't do anymore. All that stuff that takes place in free roam we can't do because it's snowing. So that's a good moment to stop this one. I will see you guys in the next one, although I'm not pretty sure when that will be, when it comes to Noob Does Summit series. As you say, next week we're gonna do some testing going on, and I don't know. Somewhere, whenever I find an hour or an hour and a half time, I will stream the Noob Does Summit. Could be on Wednesday, but it could also be on another day. We will see. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one, and I might be back later with some other stuff. We will see. Bye for now.